Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today, and hope you're doing good and hope you're staying safe. And today I've come with a different kind of a video, and I thought this would be useful, like a learning curve during this time of lockdown. And this could be like a learning video for all of us, or especially for those who actually need to attend an interview or those kind of sorts in the near future. So my this video specifically deals with one particular question, that is, tell me about yourself. So this is a question that is thrown out to anybody who attends an interview as usually the first question. I, for one, have been both on this side of the interview panel as well as I've been to cut it short, I've been an interviewer and an interviewee. So I know what to expect of this particular question. I've asked many people, tell me about yourself and things. So for starters, tell me about yourself is like a icebreaker question. So basically you're setting the kind of a situation for a dialogue, and remember, it should be like a dialogue and not a monologue. So the interviewer is trying to, it's giving the interviewee probably this question should not take more than 90 seconds, or at the most 2 minutes. That should be your maximum cutoff time. And within this 2 minutes, you have to decide what you actually want to pitch over there. So it's very important. I'll give you little few tips like do's and don'ts, and let's first see the don'ts, so that I've seen this actually people committing this mistake, so I thought I'll put it forward. So there are a lot of people out there when it's kind of a very open question, tell me about yourself. So you wonder, what about myself? Like, should I tell about my education, my work experience, like how I grew up, my hobbies? It's a very open-ended question. So you tell, it's people try to, people tend to get a bit intimidated by this question. So most of them get so perplexed by this question, and they try to kind of go with I am so and so, and they kind of go through their resume like in depth. No, that's not what we want. The resume is in front of the interviewer. You don't need to go through that again. So that's a key no over there. So don't go through the resume once more, because the interviewer has seen that, and that's why you're there right in front of him or her. So avoid that. And don't tell about your hobbies unless you're asked for it during the later course of the interview. And the interview doesn't care whether you like cricket or football, or you love singing, or you like cooking. That's not at all important for this particular scenario. And the interview doesn't care whether you are the first of the 3 siblings or the last of your 3 siblings. So avoid all this unnecessary information. So these are all the no's. So what I would recommend is when you're going for an interview, go through the company profile in depth, go through the job description for the position you have applied for, and based around that, you'll have to practice for this tell me about yourself. Your this particular, it's like, okay, let's keep it as 2 minutes. This 2 minutes is like an elevator pitch for you. So you have to make sure that you grab the attention of the interviewer in this 2 minutes. 90 seconds, at the most 2 minutes. So let's keep it as 2 minutes. You have to grab the interviewer's attention in this 2 minutes. How you're going to pitch yourself for that? No, as I said, nothing about personal life, nothing about hobbies. We don't want a resume recap. No. not at all. So what should you be saying? So there are a couple of formulas. There is a past, present, and the future. So you can start with the past and tell with the present and then the future. What do I mean by past, present, and future? Past, if you have work experience, you tell what your work experience was in the past to get you to your present job, to currently what your job you're doing. So what you did in your past got you to the present, and what you want to do from here to take it to the future. So this basic thing, past, present, future, is a formula you can kind of assign yourself. And when I say past, present, and future, I'll give you an example quickly. So for example, let's see you're a fresher and you're just completed your engineering and you are going for your interview. You could say, I'm a hardworking student of mechanical engineering from XYZ college, and I stood college first. My strength was actually, whatever your strength was in, I don't know what engineering people have here. You guys think of something, my strength was dash, 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 with which I got an opportunity to do internship in IIT Madras. And then I kind of, then link it with the current job. If it's a technical kind of a role, say that I did this technical role in IIT Madras, and I think my experience and my skill, I want to enhance my experience. My skills were very much appreciated in my internship, and I want to kind of put the best of it into this current role. Somehow try to link it into this current role which you are interviewing. So that's one way of putting it. I'll try to put it in the screen as to how the flow should be. So another thing, if you are an experienced person, you can start by saying, I come with 15 years of experience in XYZ industry, and I've been working in the sales department, and I have led the sales team in the company, and through my leadership the sales of the company went up by 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, and I in turn got promoted as senior sales manager. And I think I can use my skills with all my previous experience. I think I can use those skills and do the same thing for this company. And this role here, I feel this role is very challenging and will actually make me perform better. So somehow you have to kind of link it to this current role. So that's you kind of tell what your present is, what your past is, what your present is, and how you want to go end up into this role. So in that 20 minutes, 2 minutes, no way 20 minutes, no. In that 2 minutes, you have to get the interviewer's attention. If you go on about, your background in your family, where your dad's from, where's your mom's from, or no way. The interviewer is going to be checking his phone at the end of it, and he's going to totally be zoned out. We don't want that. So it's very important to actually if you're a fresher, stick to your academics. If you did any internship, mention that. And why did you apply for this particular job, you mention that. Do you have skills for this present job? Mention that. And what you can bring forward, what you have for this person, put it out on the table over here. So that's how it should be. And if you're asked for, some interviewers say, okay, take me through your resume. Even then, don't go in depth, don't go like reading out what's in your resume. It's basically the same question. Take me through your resume or tell me about yourself. More or less means the same. So try to stick to that and avoid any kind of deviations. And as I said, this is an elevator pitch. So you will have 2 minutes. Ground to the 5th floor, not ground to the 105th floor. So in that time, you have to make an impression over there. So it's very important that you make it very concise. You kind of mention your achievements, and they have to have some sort of numbers to it if possible. It's not always possible to put numbers to everything, but try to put numbers to it. Put your achievements, what your skills are, and most importantly, read the job description of this current role and try to link it somehow and project it in such a way that you are the right candidate. So that's how it should be. So hope I made sense, and it's very important not to beat around the bush, because you have just 2 minutes over there. And yes, this is breaking the ice kind of a thing. Once you have the interest of the interviewer, you can set the mood for the entire interview. And I'm not saying you'll be in charge of the interview, but at least you will be on top of it. Your confidence level will be that much higher, and you can take on the further questions the way it's coming on. So I hope this was useful, and why I thought I'll do this is because I've seen many people make this mistake of going around the wrong way, not understanding what actually the interviewer wants. The interviewer wants what you can bring to his or her company. Finally, the interviewer is getting paid to hire a person. So he doesn't want to make a wrong decision over here. He wants to make the right decision. So if he makes a wrong decision, well, it's not going to be good for his appraisal. So it's like a big vicious circle. So you'll have to make it very clear that you are the right candidate. And small tips, once you know what company and once you know what role you're applying for, you have a smartphone, put a timer of 90 seconds and look at the phone and just talk like this, like I'm talking to the camera. Just talk about yourself, and if it helps, make bullet points, and don't look at the points when you're talking, but just talk to the camera. And once the timer is on, you should have finished your intro, and then just cross verify the bullet points whether you spoke about all the bullet points you noted down. If not, try again and do it until you're satisfied with your answer. So when you go prepared for that question, so invariably it's either tell me about yourself or take me through your resume. There will be an icebreaker question. It won't be like straight off jumping to an interview question, unless and otherwise it's like a internal company sort of an interview sorts. So try this, and it's something which came up with me, and we have so much time in our hands now, and this is something we could practice. And these are just teeny bits that tidbits I thought I could share with you guys. Let me know if you'd like videos like this, because I come with about almost 16 years of professional experience of sitting on this side of in the sense I've been an interviewer. So I just thought these are, I cannot go through an entire interview because of the different industries and things like that, but I thought I'll just give a little bit of tiny tips on this particular question, which could actually set the ball rolling for a successful interview. Hope you like it, and before you leave, subscribe, and until my next, bye bye.